Hey, what's up and welcome back. I'm Alex and this is going to be a video on 2 stretches that are going to help with your swing. So real quick, let's take a look at what those are. So these stretches are going to help in a roundabout way with the swing because they're going to make it easier for you to get into the pattern of movement that the swing is based on, which is known as a hip hinge. So the first thing we're going to start off with is the toe pull. So what this is going to do is going to help open up all of the muscles in the lower leg and the calf and feet, things like that. And it's also going to inadvertently hit the hamstring as well. Right after that, we're going to be working on the toe touch, which is an extreme version of the hip hinge, which is going to make it very, very easy for you to get into full swing. So here's how you do it. First and foremost, for the toe pull, what's important to remember is that this is like a power tool. So you really don't need to pull very hard. You're going to feel it very strongly immediately. But there are a couple of nuances that you're going to want to focus on. So number one, what you do first is you want to find a piece of rope or cable in this case, and you're going to loop it around your toe. So ultimately what I'm going to do, you'll notice, is I'm going to loop it around each individual toe each time. All right? And then when I get to the last 2 here, I'm going to do these together. You can do them separately, but unless you have a really thin rope like this, or a really thin cord, it makes it a little tough. So, first, go around the big toe, like so. The important thing is that you keep your leg straight, or your knee has to be straight. So, if it's bent, you're really not going to feel much of anything. So for you, it could mean you have to start here. Maybe it'll mean that you can start all the way up here. You have to find wherever you feel the stretch, and then stick with that. So, once you're in position, you're simply going to pull your toe back as if you were going to try to touch your nose with your toes, so you don't want them here. Okay, and then you're going to find, and for me, this is where I feel it. I feel it all back here, so I know I'm going to just stay here. Take a few deep breaths, relax. As you notice, I'm starting to get a little bit of extra movement out of it, so I'm able to get my leg a little higher up. That's exactly the idea. Okay, so the next thing I would do is I would reach up and loop it onto the next toe, like so, and repeat. This one I can feel a lot more strongly than the other one. You're going to find that probably as you get to the smaller toes, you're going to feel it more and more. So you're going to want to make sure that you do that on both sides. The next one we're going to do is we're going to work on the toe touch. So the swing, or the hinge, as we're used to it, is right here, right? So this is one variation of the hinge. So as I mentioned, a more extreme variation is like this, with a ton of flexion in the hip and almost no flexion in the knees. Typically a hinge is a lot of flexion, not every last bit that you can get out of it, and then a little bit of flexing in the knees. So what you're going to do is you're going to find the position, you're going to keep your knees locked, you're going to find the position that you can get into semi-comfortably. This works best with a partner. If you don't have a partner, this is a way that I have used with a lot of my students to help them improve their toe touch, in addition to a number of other things that are beyond the scope of this video. So what you'll do with a partner, you would have them pushing on your feet with their knees and then pushing into your hands. So I like to do the standing variation. What you'll do is you're going to push, instead of into their hands, you're going to push into your own shins. So what's going to happen is automatically your abs are going to fire up very strongly. You want to push as hard as you can, as if you're trying to break your shins. You're going to feel a cramp in your abs, and then you're going to relax. Okay? So once you relax and you're in this position, you're going to stay there. And once you feel semi-comfortable there, you're going to repeat. You're going to press as hard as you can. Press, 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 and relax. So once you get into a position like this and you're all the way down, you can do the same thing. You can push as hard as you can into the floor, push, and relax. To stand up, after being in this position for a while, you should bend your knees and then stand up, as opposed to just standing straight up. For a lot of people, their low back, particularly having been flexed for that long, it can be a little bit iffy, so you want to take some precautions. So try these 2 things out. Give them a shot, see how your swing feels. If it feels smoother, feels stronger, feels more powerful, feels easier. Be sure to leave me a comment in the comment section below. I would love to hear about it. Thank you very much. Stay tuned, and as always, if you enjoyed the video, please be sure to subscribe.